Tonight on Newsbeat, Louisiana prepares to return to the ballot box. Federal food bank shipments are halted, and Greek life gives back to the community. All this and more, Newsbeat starts now. And welcome to Thursday Newsbeat. I'm Caroline Fernandez.
And I'm Lorena Patterson-Vollian. November may be long past, but Louisiana residents are getting ready to head back to the polls. Reporter Sandra Ferrer has more on the story.
Taking place on the ballot will be 4 proposed constitutional amendments. These amendments will be talking about court ethics, crime age, judicial vacancy, but Amendment 2, which focuses on the state's finances, has been a major talking point.
The most important one and the biggest one is Constitutional Amendment number 2, which rewrites Article 7 of the state constitution and gives us a lot more flexibility with our spending and takes a lot of things out of the Constitution and puts them in statute.
The main goal of the amendment is to change property and consumption taxes to help lower residents' tax bill, balance the budget, and also give teachers a pay raise. Republicans in Louisiana are pushing hard for the amendment to pass, highlighting the tax breaks offered to all.
It gives us more flexibility as a legislative body in the state to make the needed changes. People have been calling for a constitutional convention for years because our Constitution is so bloated. We have not been able to do that, but this is a first step to get that done, and it will really make us more prosperous in our state financially.
But others are skeptical of the amendment.
It's a little bit misleading what's on there, but essentially it would be about rewriting our tax code, charging some higher sales taxes, and really just changing the way we do things in Louisiana. And it wouldn't be for the benefit of, the working class.
And the public education system could possibly see an impact.
What this will lead to, because this also takes away the Education Excellence Fund, the Quality Education Fund, and these are all state funds that are constitutionally protected that go towards our public education system. Our public education system is funded by a majority of those, and now they'll be taking that away and putting it into a consolidated fund and saying that, they can use it for whatever.
As voting is around the corner, everyone is encouraged to go out to the polls. Reporting from Tiger TV, I'm Sandra Ferrer.
Voting will take place Saturday, March 29th. You can find voting information on the Louisiana Secretary of State website.
Federal food shipments that are usually expected at the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank were canceled last week, leaving some concerned. Reporter Tevis Crawford has more.
The Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank provides over 15 million pounds of food each year to those who are facing hunger in the 11 parishes of Louisiana in and around Baton Rouge. To be able to distribute all the groceries it does, the food bank receives food shipments from the USDA. However, just last week, the food bank did not receive 6 shipments of food that it usually does. Shipments have been canceled some years due to uncertainty of certain food items. The numbers lost from these shipments, however, left many concerned about the future. Food bank volunteer Carson Jenkins has more to say on the matter.
Not only is it very alarming for our own Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, as our Baton Rouge families may be unsure as to whether they're going to be getting the adequate food that they need for this year and the following years, but also the national trends are very alarming, as food banks all across the nation are struggling to get the food on the tables, and that's a indication of a really big systematic supply chain issues.
These shipments were technically bonus shipments of food, but they were still very important to serving an area where 1 in 7 people and 1 in 5 children face hunger. The reason for the cancellation of the shipments is still unknown. Because of the missing food, the food bank is now considering cutting back on what they give each family this year.
Cutting back on the food portions for each family is a very dire situation. However, all it's really going to do is increase the strain on other nonprofit organizations trying to get food to the people who really need it. And it's really just going to increase the malnutrition and the fact that really not every family has food security here in America.
While the cancellations have caused a lot of uncertainty, there are still things people can do to help out. The food bank is always accepting money donations and donations of canned and non-perishable foods. The food bank is also always accepting new volunteers. There are opportunities for food sorting, administrative tasks, and mobile pantry service. Reporting for Tiger TV, I'm Tevis Crawford.
For more information about the food bank, including donating and signing up to volunteer, visit brfoodbank.org.
After seeing her peers ruin their lives from driving drunk, a senior in student government introduced a bill that installs breathalyzer stations for home football games. If the bill goes through, come football season, students can go to select residence halls and the Student Health Center to self-administer breathalyzer tests. SGB 7 was introduced on March 19th by Paris Holman, a senator for the College of Coast and Environment. She chose dorms and the Student Health Center as locations for these tests because students usually pass the areas on the way to games or after games. She says the bill wasn't made to get students in trouble, but to urge them to make good choices.
So my hope is that the breathalyzers really serve as like a preventative measure from you making a life-altering decision.
You can learn more about SGB 7 on our website, tigertv.tv. And next at 5, Kennedy Banks is live at the LSU Tennis Complex with your Tiger Sports Update.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfire.
It is a beautiful day to watch some sports, and there's a lot to get into, so let's jump right in. First up, LSU men's tennis has already kicked off their matchup against the Florida Gators, where they're looking to rebound for their last few losses. The Tigers are 10-12 and 0-9 in SEC play, but they're hoping that will change tonight. And right behind me is Alec Box Stadium, where LSU baseball is gearing up for a matchup of their own against Mississippi State. After taking a hard loss to Texas last weekend, LSU got their momentum back as they faced UL Lafayette on Tuesday in a 17-4 blowout win. The Tigers scored 3 home runs made by Aaron Beatty, Jones, and Reeves, showing that the offense has both mental and physical strength.
The guys that we put in the game, I definitely believe in them. And just as we've constantly talked about with like Jared Jones over 3 years, and even 3 weeks before the season to the season opener, and guys getting better, we're on top of that. We had a good meeting on Monday morning with a few things for a few guys, and I think guys will continue to.
Over on the other diamond, LSU softball is preparing for this weekend. The third-ranked Tigers will take on the 11th-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks starting on Friday. After taking the win in Athens, Georgia in their first road SEC series, the Tigers will look to further improve on their number 3 ranked standings. Head coach Beth Torina highlighted the areas of improvement for the team before the top 15 matchup.
Yeah, I think we'd like to see a little bit better defense. I think there's moments where we've let things get a little sloppy at times, and then I think there's at bats we're probably giving away, a little lack of focus, or pitch selection needs to be better at times. So just cleaning up there, keeping our focus, keep building. I think we don't want to stay the same. We want to be building on the spot that we're in.
Before we wrap up, I would be remiss to not mention LSU women's basketball and their quest for a national championship. The team will take on NC State tomorrow in Spokane, Washington, in what will be Coach Kim Mulkey's third straight Sweet 16 appearance. Now, this team has had some impressive wins this far, but they'll need to do much of the same for them to be elite. The game will kick off on Friday at 6:30 on ESPN. Now that's all the time I have for this week's Tiger Sports Update, but don't go anywhere, because after the break, LSU fraternities and sororities celebrate Greek Week by helping a Baton Rouge family in need.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Last week, LSU Greek Life members put their building skills to the test for a cause bigger than themselves. Every year, the LSU Greek community collaborates with Habitat for Humanity to build a house for a Baton Rouge family. Since 2004, the Greek community raised $2 million and helped build 36 homes alongside the qualified partner family. Greek Life is made up of 4 councils: PHC, IFC, NPHC, and MGC. But once a year, they are one council building for the betterment of Baton Rouge.
I think as such large councils, we tend to get caught up in our own chapter programming. And over the past week, it's been really awesome to put our letters aside and come together as a Greek community to be able to serve our greater Baton Rouge community.
If you would like to learn more about Greek Week with Habitat for Humanity, visit LSU Greek Life online and habitat.org.
Well, Caroline, after this week, I am ready for spring break.
Me too, Lorena. What are your plans for spring break?
Honestly, I'll just stay home and chill. What about you?
I am heading to Florida to go to Universal.
Amazing. Well,
we hope y'all enjoy your spring break. Be sure to send in your spring break videos to our Instagram at LSU Tiger TV for a chance to be featured on our entertainment show.
well, that's all the time we have for tonight. But before we go, be sure to tune into the Purple Room on Friday for a very special episode.
Patricia Caputo and David Bartholomew sit down with Olympic swimmer Paul Alavatsky and discuss his journey from Moldova to Baton Rouge to the Paris Olympics. You can find the Purple Room on YouTube and Spotify. Until next time, I'm Caroline Fernandez.
And I'm Lorena Patterson-Volyan. Have a great spring break.